Well, good morning and thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. I'm Olamide Adeyemi and I have my colleague here with me, Theophilus Elema. Good morning, Theophilus.
Good morning and thanks for having me.
How fired up are you for today's program?
Well, we're good to go as we're here. We're always here. We've been here also Saturday, Sunday, and we work.
All through the week. Yesterday you were on with Veronica.
Yes, I was. It was great.
All right, so we have a lot of issues to discuss today. Issues affecting the polity, beginning from INEC releasing the final list of voters that will be participating in the Edo and Ondo state election.
True.
And also we'll be, focusing on, we will be focusing
looking
on
at,
the federal government.
Hunger, federal government's plan,
and this
the 570 billion
naira to states in a bid to alleviate hardship.
Yes.
Well, this was one of the major points that we could get from the president's speech on Sunday. And finally, another issue affecting the polity is some of the protesters. The DSS has arrested some of these protesters
in Kano State
using the Russian flag. But let's begin with the Independent National Electoral Commission, who has released the final register of voters for the upcoming Edo and Ondo state governorship elections. The decision followed a meeting held by the Commission as contained in a statement signed by the National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekum. The new register incorporates new voters from the recent continuous voter registration and includes successful applicants for transfers from Ondo State to Edo and Ondo State. The Commission has also reviewed that it will release the timetable for the collection of permanent voter cards for all categories of voters in both states. Theophilus, I believe this is a step in the right direction ahead of the election. The Edo State election is slated to take place on the 21st of September this year. We have about 17 political parties presenting candidates for the election, and also in Ondo, which is scheduled to take place on the 16th of November. Also 17 political parties fielded candidates, but notably among this is that we did not have any female candidates for this election. I'm sure they will do better for the next election. Another remarkable thing about this is that, the new register marked a 4.9% increase from the 2023 general election figure, which, speaks to the fact that voter education is making waves at this time in our economy. And it also, registered a number of students who constituted the higher majority of those who will be voting in the election. I believe this will provide INEC with ample time, to also liaise with stakeholders, including political parties, civil society, media groups, to ensure transparency and credibility in the electoral process. And we also provide INEC with contingency plans that will be put in place ahead of the election. Truly,
truly. And of course, well, I say I'm quite elated with the numbers I'm seeing and I'm hearing. Now, Edo State has about 2,000 voters, registered voters 2.6 million, and a bit over 2.6 million registered voters, and it marks a 4.9% increase from the 2023 general election. Things are picking up in places like Edo State and Ondo State. Of course, looking at the election, Ondo State has that kind of figure as well, with over 2 million registered voters, which shows a 3.0% increase from the 2023 general election. It's looking at everything that's happening so far since 2020, which was the last election in Edo State and Ondo State till now. We see that there's been a lot of heightened political consciousness amongst the young people in Edo State. And so it's going to show at the elections both in Edo and Ondo State. And as we have seen in Edo State, we have 3 strong contenders. Let's say the big 3: PDP, APC, Labour Party, and all of that. So we will see how this whole thing pans out, especially with the issue of the deputy governor, Philip Shuaibu, moving from the PDP back to the APC, and seeing that he has a lot of political clout in Edo North, We'll see how that plays out.
Well, we'll see how that
plays out in the elections. Quite all right, but we might be in for a lot of surprises. It's an election; anything can happen. It's an election; anything can happen. It might go either way. Nobody expected that a party like Labour Party will crop up so fast for the 2023 elections, and so they did quite well in terms of numbers. Though yes, they came a distant third. They did quite well in terms of numbers, and so. This has that fever has caught on in many states, and so anyone can win, depending on your political clout and what you bring to the table, and how Edo people are politically conscious, just like Ondo people as well. So depending on what you are bringing and how you relate or how your ideas go down with the people, then you can take the day.
Well, it doesn't also just, lie on the side of the candidate itself or him or herself on the political clout the individual has, but it also lies on, the effort that citizens or persons living in that state will put out during the election so as not to allow, space for non-state actors or those who might want to take undue advantage to, affect the results of the election. Yeah. And so, of course, I believe INEC will be making some contingency plans.
Definitely.
In case of unexpected elections. Yes, absolutely. In case of unexpected challenges and those who may want to, disrupt the election. Obviously, we are not expecting that because we believe that security agencies and, service chiefs are also on top of their game. It also, brings to the fore technology and innovation, the use of the CVR in this election and how it has, helped INEC, bring out the list quite fast ahead of the election, and it will provide more ample time for them.
And you know that many political parties will also have situational rooms. They will have theirs while INEC has it, so they can monitor the elections real time. And so we hope for a very exciting period. Of course, we are going to be at Edo and Ondo State to cover the election, so we hope for an exciting period then.
And we also hope for an election that ensures inclusivity and accessibility for all persons, including persons with disabilities
yes.
and those living in remote areas. Issues like flooding and other climate change factors should not affect the election.
Network issues as well. So.
Absolutely. So very quickly, let's bring you the news updates.